Mr. Speaker, I am honored and privileged to second the motion for the address in reply to the speech from the throne. I would like to thank Her Excellency the Governor-General for her eloquent delivery. I'd also like to express my heartfelt gratitude to the Right Honourable Prime Minister for the honour of this opportunity. And most of all, I would like to thank the people I represent, the people of Cumberland, Colchester and the Musquodoboit Valley, for the extraordinary honour of representing them here in Ottawa. Cumberland, Colchester and the Musquodoboit Valley symbolizes the very heart of rural Canada, and we are proud of our past and eagerly embracing our future. And speaking of our proud past, I'm honoured to follow in the footsteps of many historic figures from our riding. Cumberland, Colchester and the Musquodoboit Valley was the home of no less than 5 of the 36 founding fathers of Confederation. Edward Barron Chandler, Robert Barry Dickey, Jonathan Macaulay, Sir Adams George Archibald, and of course Sir Charles Tupper. And as many honourable members know, Sir Charles Tupper was the Premier of Nova Scotia in 1867 and led our province into Confederation. He went on to serve as the 6th Prime Minister of Canada. And I rise in this House keenly aware of the many political giants that have been elected from my riding, great public servants like Mr. Frank Stanfield, a great entrepreneur and political figure who represented Colchester County in the Nova Scotia House of Assembly and later went on to serve as the 14th Lieutenant Governor of Nova Scotia. And Frank's son, Robert L. Stanfield, became Premier of Nova Scotia and leader of the Progressive Conservative Party of Canada and was a member of this House. And at this moment, Mr. Speaker, I'm reminded of the words of Robert L. Stanfield, which he penned in a letter to his federal caucus on March 24th, 1974, when he spoke about his vision for our land and our nation. A Canada that was orderly and stable. A Canada that was stable, not static. Mr. Stanfield stood for integrity and humility. And humility, I quote, is a valuable strength provided it does not become an excuse for resisting change, accepting injustice, or supporting vested interests. Mr. Speaker, that philosophy is still embodied in the fabric of Cumberland, Colchester and the Musquodoboit Valley. Our riding is over 10,000 square kilometres and contains the gateway to Nova Scotia, the Halifax-Stanfield International Airport. And it was our Prime Minister who recognized the contributions of Robert L. Stanfield and was pivotal in renaming the Halifax International Airport in honour of his legacy to our nation. Mr. Speaker, Cumberland, Colchester and the Musquodoboit Valley touches on 2 waterways, the Northumberland Strait and the Bay of Fundy. And the bay contains the highest and most powerful tides in the world. Cumberland, Colchester, Musquodoboit Valley already harnesses winds, and in our town of Spring Hill, mines that once provided coal to power our houses and industries have since filled with water, and we are tapping this great source of geothermal power. Mr. Speaker, as an educator and a believer in the future of Cumberland, Colchester and the Musquodoboit Valley, it is tidal power which I believe will help make my riding an international centre for clean and green energy. And it was my pleasure this past January to be in Parsboro, Nova Scotia, to announce on behalf of our government the construction of a 3,500 square foot visitor operations centre. This complex will showcase the harnessing of the Fundy region's promising natural asset, and it will build an international profile for our riding, our province, and our nation. And also this January, I had the great pleasure of joining the Prime Minister as he announced a major economic planned investment that lets us build the Central Nova Civic Centre in Truro, a project that has already put people to work, a lasting legacy that will promote a healthier, more active lifestyle for present and future generations. Now, Mr. Speaker, as I move from local to national, I'd like to take just a minute to thank our Olympic athletes. We have just seen a spectacular Olympic Games, hosted so admirably by Vancouver and Whistler. We saw our athletes rise to the occasion and very often rise to the podium. And in fact, we witnessed Canada's best ever performance. I was moved by the skill, the dedication, and sheer determination of these Canadians who compete against the very best and more than hold their own, including one young man with ties to our riding who now plays for the Pittsburgh Penguins and for Team Canada. But Sidney Crosby at one time was a draft pick and played a game for the Truro Junior A Bearcats, perfect preparation for scoring the winning gold medal goal. Now, during the Olympics, all Canadians came together from coast to coast to coast to cheer our athletes, and our athletes performed magnificently. That spirit of unity that Canadians showed from St. John's to Alert to Victoria should guide us in Parliament, to rise above partisanship and work together, to address the concerns of our constituents, and above all, to focus on jobs and growth. And that spirit of dedication, that spirit of we can do it, that brought our athletes such success, that very spirit should guide us as we confront our challenges and seize opportunities of this coming year. And Canada must continue, like our athletes, to compete against the very best and more than hold our own. And over the past year, Mr. Speaker, Canada has confronted global economic recession, but Canada has fared better than almost any industrialized nation, a testament to the resiliency of Canadians, the prudent regulation of our financial sector, and above all, to the unparalleled effectiveness of Canada's Economic Action Plan.